Welcome to 1407 Gray Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. I got bars on the windows now, so you can't break in. Just come to the front door. Take your shoes off. All right, so welcome to the AKPC. Corey's not here right now, but we got Sterling Silver. We got Master Girl, or Scruff Noble. How many?
Yeah.
Not Nerf Herder because that name was taken.
Yeah. It's been, we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. How you guys been?
I've been doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Same here. Good.
We've had, as Silver would say, a lot of filler the last couple of weeks.
Oh boy, howdy.
So much filler.
Really good though. Like Knights of X was, I think, was fantastic.
Knights of X was trash.
Marauders was really good too. Yeah. I thought this week.
All right, so we had a Wolverine that was surprisingly hurtful. They had Deadpool at one point say, well, you're going to go on X Twitter and talk about this and probably get 2 or 3 likes. I'm like, ow, that hurts, you jerk. Yep. But this week we had something really big come out.
Yes.
Thunderbird.
Yes.
Thunderbird. Let me say it again. Let me say it with my chest. The return of John. I'm an asshole Thunderbird proud star.
Well, technically this wasn't his return, but
no, that was actually funny enough. That was in the last issue of, what was it, Trial of Magneto.
Yeah, the only good thing to come out of that, and it was only a panel.
I thought we were going to get a celebration for him, but I got cheated again.
I think it was a celebration. Like
it was celebrating.
Yeah, like the way they explained it, particularly, like we'll get into the details a little bit of that in a minute. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely some things I'm like, okay, this was unnecessary. You didn't have to do that. There was no reason for this. But like ultimately, I was like, maybe like the first like maybe 10 pages. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. And then the rest of the book came.
And we got so much going on right now. We got like all the books have been like pushed off, or like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Don't trust, and I'm learning more and more. Don't trust the marketing. The marketing will lie to you. By the time you realize it, it's already too late.
They always say that there's like this is going to change them. Like they're always going to say like it's going to change the Marvel universe. I'm like, well, technically speaking, it will change it just because it will be something technically speaking more. So like that is like the most nebulous of term. Like I don't care anymore for you to say it's going to change something. I was like, I'm just going to read the book and see what happens.
And the editor right now, Jordan White, he acknowledges that like sales were down for a lot of the books. We're like, hey, let's give them a fresh coat of paint on it. And like, it'll be changed. It'll be different. It'll be changed. Like, okay, somebody is really drinking the Kool-Aid. I wonder what Teenie Howard has on Jordan White though. Does she have his nudes or something? Because she keeps getting work.
I do think Marauders and Excalibur 2.0 are better than they were the last couple times.
That's not saying them. That's like saying like a 5 is better than a 4, but it's still failing. Like, but like.
No, okay.
Grade. Knights of X had some definitely big flaws in it. I'll give Knights of X a failing grade for that last issue. I liked where they're going with it, and I think it'll be better going forward. There was a couple just things that just doesn't make sense in it that happened.
I'm just tired of this Dungeons and Dragons theme in Excalibur. Can we go into like other like non-white magic? Can we go into like Chinese magic, African magic? Like, cool. You know, I mean, come on.
Well, we could do that, but unfortunately, they're already kind of doing that in the Strange Academy book, which no one is also reading. But unironically, if they really wanted to do the magic stuff, maybe you should have, I don't know, the magic character named Magic to do that stuff, and then maybe also have like, you know, a big magic adversary, like, ooh, I don't know, maybe Goblin Queen,
like, oh boy, it's just all right. So where you guys want to go first? Where you guys want to go?
Gun size, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah, we can do giant size.
Okay, so how did you guys feel about it? Like Thunderbird, I'll you guys go first. I'll tell you mine.
All right.
Like,
Yeah,
I really liked it. I thought it was fantastic. I had a couple parts that kind of triggered me.
Mhm.
Some wording, some words I didn't like.
the
Besides that,
white
the plot
man.
was good.
The
Yeah.
white man. I think he said was they also said settler. I think too. So that'll be like so that's the new colonizer word.
Settler.
They referenced skin color twice, and I didn't like it. First,
because
it was
they
the
call
white
themselves
people,
red.
and then the second he called himself red, and that's I don't like it.
Right.
It shouldn't matter, but
It's just I think what we needed unironically was like maybe we needed him to come out and like Marvel Voices Indigenous and double I think it was Marvel Indigenous Voices because they did reference him. And so maybe we really probably should have, even though that wholeheartedly would have been like filler, but we maybe should have had like an introduction to him there, maybe even like a little backstory or something, because he just literally just comes out of nowhere. And so if you don't know some stuff about him, unless you're like, and really, honestly, no offense, you really can't know a lot about him because he's been dead for 47 years.
50 years. Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah, for 47 years. Honestly, I'm like, unironically, they probably should have just like kept him dead for 50 and just to have the big 50, just to have the big 50, because he's been, like I said, he's been dead for 47 years. And so when I was reading him, I'm just like, like even in X-Men Red, like they wrote him very angry and upset. And I'm like, I can't even say that's not him because I don't know him. Like, it's just, maybe this has just always been him from what little I know about him. And I don't want to say I'm a fan of his, but like I said, I just know so little about him. So I don't like, if they want to kind of like revamp his character, that's kind of cool. That's fine. That's a great way to start. But just like how they did it, just like, no, just anger. And I'm like, I don't know, they should have done it like that. But I think it's important to note that the comic is written by Steve Orlando and Nyla Rose. That's very interesting because Nyla Rose is a wrestler.
Yes.
So that's pretty good. And I believe both of them are of First Nation Indigenous origin as well. So I think that's pretty cool as well. Steve Orlando is actually he is of Marauders fame too, because he's writing Marauders right now.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting. What I really liked about the book is like when it kind of stopped getting off its, like when it got off its soapbox. And don't get me wrong, I love me a soapbox, but you got to have this thing called nuance, and it does not. I don't know if that's like purposeful because because Thunderbird's just like in your face, and I'm fine with like maybe if I get used to that kind of character. But when it was teaching me stuff, I was loving that. Like specifically when it was talking to me about the 4 colors. I believe it was it was red, white, yellow, black. I think that was it specifically. But then he also talked about Turk. Go ahead.
I don't think we know what the 4th color was because he says
no. He said white.
He says I'm not gonna use it yet, but one day I might be worthy of it.
No, the 4th color was white, and the reason I know that is for one, I looked it up, but it was white, and then more specifically, like we'll get into this a little bit. His grandmother was wearing it on her jacket. So she had the 4 colors, but the turquoise color, because I'll see how you guys how you guys feel about the suit. I kind of get it, but I kind of wish the suit was like a little bit darker. It's just kind of like, it's just kind of loud.
It's loud for no reason.
Now I will say it's kind of like funny enough, had this been like New Mexico, like had he been from New Mexico, I would have been fine with it because those are kind of like the colors of New Mexico, that turquoise, but he's actually from Arizona, which by the way, this kind of gives me, like when I saw him like walking through the street, like on the road, it kind of gave me Rambo vibes. Like honestly.
Really, I was getting Forrest Gump vibes.
Forrest Gump, yeah, right. Forrest Gump, Rambo, something like that. Anyway, basically, like a veteran coming back from like war. Like I like that. But he's not Warpath. He's Thunderbird. But I did like the reason why he explained why turquoise is like what I want. I thought that was pretty cool.
I like the suit. I love the color. I just wished it was I wish it had more bells and stuff, like a lot more dingling things.
Yeah.
Trussels or tough.
Yeah.
And the costume that the Cardinal sent of like he has like this pouch that we never know what's in that pouch. I thought it was gonna be a knife or something. It wasn't. It was just I don't know what it was. He just had it. I'm like, come on, man, quit doing the pouch thing. Like Rob Liefeld, darn you, stop making the pouches. But anyway,
that's his legacy.
There was no X. Surprised there was no X on the suit.
I think that was because, like, I think that's interesting. I would like it better because actually, well, that's another thing I want to reference. Now, granted, it still kind of fits within the timeline. By the way, the timeline is once again just kind of the timeline for X-Men is just fucked because, like, he was in X-Men Red because we read him what X-Men Red 2 or 1. I forgot which one it was.
1.
Yeah, he was in X-Men 1 with in his old costume. So we could pretend, or maybe we could, our best presumption would be like, okay, he just got revived, he put on his suit, he met his brother, and then he went to Mars. I was not called Mars, but then he went to Mars. Then he took off the suit. He went like, well, I guess back to Krakoa, got a new costume. Then he went to Arizona. And then at the end of the book, it says he's going back to Mars.
Wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
In X-Men Red, he did not have the turquoise suit.
He did not.
No, he did not. He had the original.
It says that if he returns to Krakoa, he can't go back to Mars. That was said in X-Men Red. He's basically banned from using the portals because they're mad at him.
Oh, okay. Well, no, they specifically said that he'd show up in X-Men Red number 3. They said 3. So I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. So
if he's already on Mars, he can't go back to Krakoa because.
Okay, well, maybe he just chose to. Like, yeah, sorry. So that goes to my other thing. Like, what I'm hoping is that maybe because they did this, which I like. I love duality in comics. I like this. Like, if they're kind of saying like, oh well, he's a man of like 2 worlds. Maybe he puts on the turquoise costume when he's doing stuff like on Earth, like for his tribe, and he puts on the X-Men colors when he's doing stuff for like the mutants. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if they're doing that, but that's the best thing I have right now.
What do you think about Noble? How did you guys feel about like the villain and just like
once again
like also apparently the U.S. government was abducting
as me as an attorney, I was bothered. Like you should have seen me like trying to put all like I had like a conspiracy chart and board. I'm just like trying to put everything together. It's like, okay, well, they said specifically that the reason they were able to do this was because mutants aren't people, it's their property. Like, okay, yeah, right. But then like I guess the government claimed eminent domain on them, which is like technically that's true if you count them as property, but not every one of those people were mutants. So how do you kidnap people? I was just like, oh my God. Like it was a civil rights nightmare. Like
yeah, but nobody's talking about it either. It's weird.
No, I know, like, and that's the thing too. That's kind of the problem when you have like a shared universe and you have like this little bottle comic. It just like, so no one in the government, no one was like, we can't do this. Like, this is
America doesn't know about this. Are you serious? No.
I know. Nobody, not one person. Like, there literally is a Native American Captain America, right? Where was he? Like where is he?
And it was almost like, had he not stopped this one moment, every Native American in the country would have been like,
at least murdered. For that tribe, which is even more interesting because I think they said they're looking for the X gene, but it would have been, but they used a blast from the past villain because like that villain actually, I forgot his name, like that villain specifically, he actually is a villain of Warpath and Thunderbird. Like they actually have history because of what he did to his mom. They've done this before. And so I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Once again, unless you know this already or you Google search it, you won't know this. You will just know that they have history, and that's about it. Because once again, he's been dead for 47 years.
People have lived and died waiting for his return.
Yes, that's true.
Like, all right, so going into Thunderbird, I kind of like. There's an essential reading. I went back, read when the issue that he died back in X-Men 95, and then I read the X-Force -1 talking about like Warpath and Thunderbird, and then I went over to X-Force 73 just so I can know more about the villain. And if you don't read any of those essential materials, you're going to be confused.
Yeah.
And they don't do info boxes anymore. Well, it's kind of, Marvel has the memory of a goldfish right now.
I will say I do appreciate they had like, once again, I think it really is just because like the editors need to get their game together. I really think it's kind of an issue of like because they could be just referencing stuff like read this, read that. It can't be that much because he wasn't in that many comics. But I did appreciate like they showed like when he died. I like that because like of how they drew it. but maybe they could have like had some more flashbacks, because once it like had some more flashbacks, like what he did and like in the middle of everything, because once it's 34 pages long, but it really only focuses on like this one thing, which it really feels like a one-off. And I'm like, which is fine. I guess they don't really want it to like tie to anything, but like if you make a big deal about this character coming back, you gotta make it mean something.
Also, he's kind of a racist.
Yeah, there we go.
No, because like I don't understand all his beef with Xavier. He's like, oh, Xavier made me do this. I'm like, bro.
Well, okay, hang on. I'll let MJ say it first, and then like I'll go because I do want to reference that.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say specifically, it's not like there isn't a precedent for that with Xavier. It wasn't with not saying he's racist. I just think like Xavier has to like he had to check his biases, which we all do specifically. I don't necessarily think that means that you're a racist, but particularly what I want to say is that there was a very, I think I have it somewhere on my laptop, that there was a very key panel that I went back and looked at. And it kind of like I go back sometimes and look at it. It was specifically when Danielle Moonstar, when she altered her costume from the New Mutants, and she actually put on her like her turquoise belt, and Xavier was like, I don't like, he was like, why are you going off of the uniform? I don't like that. And so she said like, this is a part of my heritage, like this is my culture, like if I can't wear this with me, then I'm not going to join the team. And like Xavier was like, to his credit, or like to the credit of the writer, he was like, I would have been wrong if I had pressed, I would have been wrong if I had pressed her and told her to take it off. Like, this is like, I need to check my bias. Essentially like that. I really wish I could like quote the panel, but I think that was important here, because like if Thunderbird had that kind of anger towards Xavier, which once again, fair enough, because it's been like the last time he saw him, he died. But it would be interesting if like Thunderbird came back with like all this rage and not like all this kind of like disdain for people, but he sees that the people that he met are good.
So I remember what I was going to say and touch off what you're saying. As I think one of the reasons, or a reason why Thunderbird is mad at Xavier is the fact that he rewrote his history. Thunderbird's last action was not to die as a good soldier. He was to die because that was his choice to make. He made the choice to stay. He made the choice that he could die in this moment, die a proper Apache warrior, die for my own values, my own choices. And Xavier took that death and turned it into a mythos for his own doings. And so I think he felt betrayed by that. And his death didn't mean nothing. His resurrection didn't mean nothing. So one thing real quick, what I remembered I was going to say was, one thing I think makes this comic fantastic is that it ends the comic. It could easily have made Thunderbird a good little soldier again. But no, it ends with him making the decision that I will only ever fight the battles I choose. That's honoring his last action when he from the 70s or whatever. I think that's very in line with his character.
I think that's interesting though, because like that's fine. I think that's if we want to kind of go full circle, but I think ultimately he also has to like learn a lesson, because we don't want him to die again and be dead for another 47 years. So, well, then again, we're getting, you know what? I will say that too, because he actually broke code, and he told them specifically, well, he told his grandma specifically that like I was brought back via resurrection. He's like, oh, don't tell anybody then. But like, so I like that. So maybe he doesn't fear death now because he can come back.
But like one thing about all that, we've seen this journey before with Warpath. Warpath did the exact same thing, and he's and Thunder. All right, Xavier, like he's mad at Xavier, he's mad at Cyclops when they were like, "Hey, bro,"
he's mad at the Summers brothers. To be fair, just the Summers family in general. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh." Like it's like, oh, I have an issue with you. There's no real reason though. Like,
there is a reason because I think let me be fair, in my headcanon, because Cyclops named the Blackbird of the Thunderbird. And I'm like, you should have probably done that. Just like,
I mean, it was an honor though. He wanted like,
okay, but that's like me naming some planes 9/11. Like, like I'm just saying
9/11. Come on,
right? Or like me naming some planes the Twin Towers. I'm like, that's kind of messed up.
No, but like I see one resentment Thunderbird I don't know if this is directed at Cyclops in particularly, but at
Mhm.
all of his former friends. The fact is that Thunderbird's entire family was murdered while he
Well,
was
that
dead.
wasn't his fault though.
Well, while he was dead, his entire family, his entire tribe was murdered. Not so I shouldn't say the entire, because apparently there's a secret one
His
quarter,
grandmother.
the grandmother and her secret quarter that was alive. But yeah, so like Cyclops, maybe if your friend dies, you check in on his family and his tribe once in a while.
No, but
Maybe.
that was but we found out that with Warpath. We found out that Strife killed
Yeah. No offense. I can say the same thing about Warpath, because Warpath could have checked in on his family too. So I'm just
no,
like,
no, well, no. To be fair, going back, Warpath had said, "I'm done with all the superhero stuff," and he was going to go home. When he went home, his entire family was wiped out. And all
he
the
didn't
What
look
is
for it, but he still didn't look for them.
and he thought it was the
And-
Hellfire Club.
And what is the last name of Strife?
What is the last
Jade
name?
Spring.
Summers?
Uh,
Oh, the Summers.
hey,
Yeah.
those Summers clones are crazy.
Mhm.
No, but
So,
like, but
I
all
don't
that.
know. I don't know how Thunderbird learned that, but Thunderbird. I think Thunderbird learned things he probably shouldn't have known, and I think he was filled in. I think he not only was filled in on all the events of his life, but he was also filled in on all the events people know about him that maybe aren't true. So I think they just gave a full rundown on everything that is true, not true, and like everything. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
that made sense.
I think it'd be interesting if like he kind of learn he like not even like he kind of learns like what the actual context and nuances is of all this. But once again, like I said, this is pretty much, this is damn near a new character.
Right.
I do want to say one thing I just like it every time I see it. I love the fact that Thunderbird himself is a tall man, but Jimmy Proudstar is even, but his brother's even taller than him and even bigger. I love that dynamic. I love each time they like put them side by side. I think that's just pretty cool.
James is huge.
Right.
No, also,
He'd be older than him.
No, Thunderbird. Well, actually, maybe. That's a good point.
like
I don't
10
know.
years older. Like
No,
like,
but I don't like. But if he came back at the time of his resurrection, he might be older than his, like, the younger brother might be older than the older brother. I don't know. I have to check.
it's another blip. It's another snap scenario.
Maybe a blip,
Like,
yeah.
it's like I came back. My little brother's older than me now. That's
Right.
snap.
Yeah, but I also like the fact, I just want to point out one more thing, is that Nyla Rose, she made sure to put in a reference to wrestling. So I thought that was,
Yes.
and they were, I will be fair, which I'm fine with. I think like when it comes to a character like Thunderbird, he's more of a brawler, so that's kind of cool. He was doing a hell of a lot of like wrestling moves.
Also, like, this kind of like I know this is what pissed people off when he, in the beginning, when he was talking about mutant resurrection, mutant technology, a whole mutant island, I dying, 2 white men go and build themselves a reservation, call it freedom. I'm like, whoa, that is an oversimplification.
Stay woke.
I totally discounted the one white woman involved.
Well, he doesn't know, but nobody knows
Yeah,
about
no
it.
one knows the white woman except the immortal X-Men. That's not fair.
And like, it's just, I don't know. He just comes off as an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you're mad about something.
I don't think the person who wrote that line maybe knows the context necessarily behind that line. Maybe they do. I maybe give them a little too much credit. But normally when someone says when you're white in a sentence, they're kind of meaning that as an insult. Like a white person as an insult, So it's a white man, and so what is that? 2 white men come together, and so the idea that 2 white men is an insult in that sentence. Now I don't know if that's necessarily true,
but also the thing about it is, people got mad because Magneto's not white. He's Jewish. He's a Jewish white man. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not. That's yeah. Oh wait, yeah. See, I didn't even think about think about reading any comments. I was just like, okay. I just want to make a quick edit. Let's see. I'm not too sure actually now about Steve Orlando. I know Nyla Rose is of indigenous First Nation descent. I'm not sure about Steve Orlando, so I wanted to fix that before like the 2 people that watch this try and grill me in the comments.
No, but like, I don't understand why he's mad at, like, everybody told him, get off the plane. Get off the plane. You don't need to do all that. Just get off the plane. It's easy. And he's like, no, I'm gonna do this. Like you got yourself killed, bro. Like I can't it's hard to feel sorry for you and you blame everybody else, but
yeah. Like honestly, I would like if we're going to like a rating, I would really give this comic like a 7. It was kind of like meh. I'm just like it's more of like a kind of like a showboat kind of comic. I like that Thunderbird is back. I think the writing could have been a bit stronger. Maybe he'll be a better character under a better writer, which is going to be Al Ewing, because Al Ewing is writing X-Men Red. So wait now. I didn't think it's kind of coincidentally ironic that like he's going to be in X-Men Red. That's kind of funny. But
yeah,
I think that's kind of funny. But what you call it? But I am happy that he's back. Hopefully he gets expanded upon more. Hopefully he becomes one of the more character like a better character that I'm looking forward to. Like he might be like the next like Sync for me, or even excuse me, I'm trying to think of someone of another person I was like, okay, well, like give him a chance. Like this character really in X-Men, like give him a chance. This person has some really good like pathos to them, but I'm blanking on it right now.
I was actually kind of weird. I don't know. I felt like a little. I like the fact that he was brought back and he sees how the world is changed around him, and I like that. But like, we couldn't get that for Sync.
Sync did it. They did better for Sync. Now, granted, I mean, the worst thing you can say about Sync is that like he was away for a little bit, and by like when they went into the vault, but like Hickman for sure, and then the person who's writing X-Men, I think is it Dugan?
Yeah,
they're giving Sync some mad love. So
I mean, I wanted to see like how does Sync feel about like because all his friends are so much older. Like every one of them's changed. Like they didn't show Sync going home and seeing his family. Like they just say like, oh yeah, I'm totally on board for Krakoa. Like
yeah. I mean, last time they did something like that, not like with people changing, but last time we did something like that, it was with Beak and Angel. And so like that made their lives worse. So
I mean, well, humanity made their lives worse. They just ran up in their house.
Right.
No, it's
I'm gonna say one character I think is excelled for Silver is Psylocke. I think Psylocke is
which one?
The new one, the new
one.
Quanon or whatever. Yeah, I think
Quanon. Yeah, no, like that's fine. You know how I feel about that. I really think that was a dumb idea. They really need to like bring them back together. Oh yeah, that's funny. So you said so Psylocke. Okay, so Psylocke did well. What about Betsy Brown and Captain Britain? Because yeah, one had to suffer.
When one does well, the other one has to suffer. That's balance.
I like her
like
right
Moon
now.
Knight.
I like Betsy in Knights of X. I like my only problem with Knights of X. It was so plot convenience. They are portaling around places with no any means. It was just so weird.
They couldn't call it magic. They couldn't call it like they have teleporters. Can't they just teleport to other worlds?
And the team is just a little weird.
Oh, I can say that too. Thank you. Like, yeah, another character that's doing really well. He was not an X-Men for like, but now he is. It's Manifold. Manifold is doing great too.
Oh, Eden, I like Eden.
Manifold. You know what? I'll even give you this. Even WizKid, I'll say that too.
I would like see Eden, Manifold, or as I like to call Bishop's daddy. No way to. Hey, just saying. No one has.
Maybe one day they'll confirm it.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, it's like, oh, Star's grandmother because a white-haired black lady. Like, black women get great white hair when they're older, right?
Right.
Stop being racist.
Actually, funny enough, I did see like one. It was granted. It was Rick Remender. It was Uncanny It was Uncanny Avengers. Volume, I think it was 2, when they went to like Planet X and like they showed Storm a little bit older. Funny enough, it seems like her hair actually is going to turn black. So I thought that was kind of cool, like jet black.
I like
yeah. So that'd be an interesting concept to continue.
Oh, in Marauders. I know you call it filler, but
oh yes.
They're dealing with the Shi'ar, and this is like the 525,600 reason why the Shi'ar are super shady.
Okay.
Like they have their history is written in blood, and I think they're the main villain. They're the real villain that needs to be taken care of because like if they claim everything is theirs. They're like a 3-year-old. Mine, mine, mine. If I don't see it, mine.
What I find so funny is that they're so jealous of the Earth. They're just like they wish the Earth was their home world so bad. All the crazy shit that happens there, they're like, man, this place is like the center of the universe, man. I wish
This
this
is
was my
lit.
How many times do we have to steal shit from this place, man? We just want it to be our home.
I just want to know why they keep messing with Earth. Because like
Because that's like where because that's where all the stuff happens.
The Earth has two celestials living inside of it, like 10 pantheons of gods. It what else crazy shit is on it?
yeah, but the Shi'ar have like they have like an empire. They have like hundreds of worlds that they have colonized. They say like they basically say get down or lay down. It's a real hood stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, but they have the prime celestial oozes cancer sores all over the planet.
They have the Imkron crystal.
Yeah.
Do they have the dreaming celestial take a nap inside the core? You know?
That is fake. And also
Do they have Fisto randomly spawn on the planet for no good fucking reason, but somehow he is hell?
I mean Earth is popping right now. They're interesting.
Yeah. I will say once again, so far right now, the only planet in the solar system that has vibranium is Earth.
That we
Vibranium's
know
out there
of.
somewhere. That's one of the only things I didn't like about the Black Panther run by Coates. Go read it. The intergalactic the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. We actually never got the answer to like where the vibranium came from. I was like, you know what, it's kind of funny, but it is the only planet that has vibranium. The only one.
Technically, Storm's outfit has vibranium in it, and she's on Araco.
That has natural vibranium.
But hey, this is my conspiracy theory. I think I spoke about this before. Vibranium suppresses the X gene. That's why there's only been one mutant on Wakanda.
There's been at least two, isn't there? There's been because there was you're talking about Gentle, and then the other one is actually if you're at the Shuri comic, there was a mutant. Is once again I said it before, I think it's kind of weird. I forgot who wrote that comic, but I didn't like the fact that like the mutant is called Muti, like M-U-T-I, and I'm like that's basically like Muti is like the N-word for like for mutants. I don't think you should call them so bad. But yeah, that's at least two. But yeah, now granted, to be fair, it has been established that if and let's be fair, when Black Panther and Storm have children, like Azari is going to be a mutant. Just give it to us. Like we could
if they actually
could have had that, and then we did it.
Nope. Only two.
Yeah.
Two. So my theory is right, like Wakanda suppresses the X gene and they use vibranium to do it because
right now even funnier though, like there are now mutates as well because there is a Tozan who is like from the most recent he was from I think issue 3 I believe of Black Panther. Like they say basically if you infuse or if you kind of live around vibranium, you kind of like work with it, eventually like you kind of get the powers of vibranium itself, which I think is pretty cool.
That is
so maybe their mutants just a different way. They'll become like Spider-Man.
It doesn't make any sense. Even if you don't breed with other people outside of your land, it doesn't make sense how you would not have mutants. The whole reason we have Homo sapien is because the Celestials turned Homo neanderthalis into Homo sapien by mutating them.
I will say this, it does make sense because specifically Wakanda has been isolated for so long. And I think part of I think in the early kind of offset, the thing that actually set off the mutant gene, the X gene specifically was stress. And so if you lived in basically a society that I won't say utopian, but like kind of idyllic society, you probably don't have a lot of stress kicking in. So there might be mutants, like their X gene is just dormant and it never activates.
I would agree with you, but Wakanda has faced near destruction 5 times.
Like recently, though, that's all technically like based on the time scale, that's all within T'Challa's lifespan.
Surely there should be children though that were when Namor nearly drowned Wakanda. Surely some child X gene manifested. You know, what I mean?
Ironically, their X gene manifests, and then like and it's the fire gene, so they get like washed out. But anyway, but yeah, I get what you mean.
It's just weird. Like Wakanda, I'm always like I'm looking at them funny. I think like I wouldn't be surprised if the intergalactic empire of Wakanda had Orcus people.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, who doesn't?
I mean,
Because like I mean, oh yeah, well, thank you for mentioning that. Like I know we're talking, we're going to do different things, but don't like that's another thing. Orcus actually dipped its toes into Thunderbird.
yes,
It was like
wow.
a blink and you miss it kind of thing, but Orcus was involved with that.
Like Orcus is everything.
Is that it's likely hinting at one of the so far classified seats of Orcus. So
Right.
most of the seats of Orcus have been revealed, but I believe there's one or two of the petals have yet to be revealed.
Yeah,
And now we have a random person that we have not seen their face, and they're known as the Judas. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think like if they want to set that up, that's fine. Like stuff like that kind of makes it feel like, is this person gonna have more of a connection to Thunderbird? Hopefully they don't pull like a Riri Williams and like actually make it like, oh, it turns out like it's your mother or something, like they did with Riri's father for the Ten Rings. If you guys read that comic, but that'd be kind of interesting. I think it would have been a bit better if they actually had Abigail Brand involved, but that just kind of isn't, because at least that connects to X-Men Red.
yeah.
But or what we call Sword 2.0.
It makes sense that she would be the Judas for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, but we already know that though. So I think that the whole thing with the Judas is like it's somebody that we don't know, somebody that we actually see. I just me. I think it'd be really funny. Tony Stark was on, or no, Reed Richards was on Orcus, like as a advisory capacity.
You know what? I'll give you. I'll see that. I'll take you that. I'll raise you one better. What if it's not? What if it is Reed, but it's Ultimate Reed?
That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
I like. I'm thinking Orcus is not going to be the villain for much longer. Really? The real villain is Nimrod and his people,
and Omega Santana
and Moira.
Oh yeah, right, Moira, right, Moira.
Also,
Ain't trust the white woman. Don't trust the white woman.
If you take out Dr. Stasis and you take out Nimrod, and you take out the dude on Mars.
Fei Long, yeah.
Fei Long. Oh God, Brian forgot his name is Fei Long. So I think of the guy from Street Fighter. But anyway.
Yeah, right.
Then Orcus doesn't really have anyone in position of power that's kind of wholeheartedly evil.
That's there's the horticulturalists, those Golden Girl women.
Also, they got Zeno, the Peacock, NBC.
Oh, MODOK too.
He's connected yet.
I think they have MODOK too now.
Yeah, they just picked him up. It's like, I think it's really funny how that happened during the draft. Like, who does Orcus get? We get MODOK. Oh, that's surprising. They're like, through a swerve. That's a swerve. It's just
right.
Like can't we just have the Avengers just show like, hey, we don't like mutants? Because I don't really think they're friends. People say, oh, they're friends. Like, no, they're friends. Those are not friends. I kind of
wish they had just like, yeah, like, I mean, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't say no nothing villains. Maybe like Orcus is cool because like it's an organization. We really don't see that much. Like we see a lot of them, but not like too much.
Right.
I kind of wish we kind of used. I mean, it's fine making new stuff, but I kind of wish we can just kind of like reinvent like the old stuff. Like we have like a secret organization that's devious, that's like space, that's like intergalactic. Then that's Zodiac.
Yeah.
Like use that. Your stuff like what Zodiac has makes sense because like I think for the most part Zodiac is like a human organization.
Right.
So,
sorry, real quick. When I think of heroes, I think of them like celebrities.
Right.
So they all know each other. They all hate each other. A few of them love each other, and a few of them are fucking behind closed doors.
Have you been watching The Boys again?
So, you know, that's how I see that. So like they're gonna in public they're gonna act like best friends. In private they're gonna hate each other, and in private they're gonna be banging.
Also, like, okay, all right, we've established that Orcus, their base is from the technology of Reed Richards and Tony Stark. You don't think they would be, curious as to who's using their technology?
That is ridiculous. The Iron Man has not come for all that anti-mutant technology or anything like that.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that'd be like somebody stealing your car. You're like, I don't.
Yeah,
I know where it
what,
is, but I'm not going to go after it.
Yeah, that's like when the scenes. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. I remember someone saying that the giant Sentinel station is actually owned by Iron Man, but then he lost it when he went bankrupt or something. So that giant Orcus station is apparently his.
Yep. And also, I think Reed Richards knows. I think he knows, and he's keeping an eye out for it because he's that kind of guy. But he doesn't like me. And okay. Also, the Fantastic Four are stanchly anti-mutant. It's like they keep circling around it. Yeah, they're heroes, but they don't like mutants. And I wish they would just.
I think that's I think that's if that's a dynamic they want to do, that's fine. I will say too, like especially like the way they're running Black Panther. Well, not they, it's John Redley specifically. Like he at least has to have like a finger on the pulse of he has to at least have some agents in Orcus, like the way, because they made him kind of not like conspiracy, but they made him like very like he has like doom protocols for like everybody. So I'm like, you gotta have some Orcus people up there, man. Some of these people.
I think you're being a little hard on the Fantastic Four because like Johnny, he's all sexual, and Grim,
I think like didn't he marry an alien? I think I know in the Bendis run. In the Bendis run of Guardians of the Galaxy, he married an alien. But I know he's married now.
No. What I mean is like, all right, in a recent issue of Fantastic Four, when after Johnny he banged Dr. Doom's wife before the wedding. That's hilarious, by the way.
Yes. Well, he didn't know. That's funny. He didn't know.
Franklin Richards came up with the idea, like, why don't we have Dad Reed come up with a machine to transfer his power to Franklin? Transfer that. And Sue's like, no, how can you be so selfish? I'm like, how is that selfish? Like it's anti, like it's these little. I'm reading between the lines now.
Like I can see it for Sue, and I could definitely see it for Reed. The fact that Reed tried to suppress his child's mutant gene, and then Susan was like more or less okay with that, like.
Yeah, and it's under the guise of, oh, we're his parents. We know what's best for him. Like, no, you're doing it for yourself. Right. They call them fascists. I'm like, how are they being fascists? like how are they doing? Like, you live in America, you're calling somebody else a fascist? Wow.
You're effectively, it's like putting your child through a surgery, making them from black to white, effectively.
But
like that, or people can even make the comparison of like conversion therapy or something like that. Honestly,
but it's not conversion therapy. I mean,
no, I'm saying they can make the equivalent because the mutant gene is it's both like it can be seen as like a race metaphor as well as a LGBT metaphor.
Right. But like it just shows that like they think like, oh, we want our kids to be part of the new world, not to separate them. Like, but when the mutants have tried to be part of the world, what happens? Kids die, houses get blown up, property damage. It's like the X-Men start fighting each other again. Like, the X-Men seem like,
You want to be special, though. You want to join that. That's why, like, even though Children of Adam was a shitty fucking comic run, I kind of liked it because that would be me in that world. I would be obsessed with the heroes. I'd be watching them on TikTok and Twitter. I'd be watching every clip that they've ever been in, and I would be praying for my X-Change to manifest. One thing I fucking would love. So we know humans can be turned into mutants. Mr. Sinister, key example, human that became a mutant. We have the Church of X or the Cult of X or whatever. All the humans that want to become mutants. I think it'd be incredible if the mutants created a way for humans to become mutants.
They talked about that, right? They kind of talked about that way, like Crucible.
pretty much like that.
And didn't they try to do that in the first X-Men movie?
No, that was Magneto. Okay, Russia wasn't there. That was Magneto.
Yeah.
And even then, they wouldn't be true mutants. They'd be mutates. So, because Magneto wanted to turn them into mutants, but then no, like their X gene would like kill them. So.
Oh, also,
yeah.
Also the answer, like, with the Wakanda thing, why it's like, all right, it's always been kind of established that the fathers have the X gene, they pass it on to their children.
Yeah,
so,
that's what they said. I remember that from X-Men 2. I don't know how true that was, but
so I'm just saying, like it makes sense. Like it kind of lends to the vibranium theory. I listen. I'm all for. I really think Wakanda, like they're being a fake friend to Krakoa, like, but they're talking behind their back.
Like, well, it's kind of, I mean, probably that's just politics in general. Like, if it wasn't for, well, actually, this is the thing. Like, now that, like, I think you shouldn't have to read something that like if it's like the X-Men verse, that's fine. But like when you shouldn't have to read stuff like outside that. But like it does kind of help if you read like Black Panther, and it shows you kind of like what's going on, and that like they're making a new government essentially. They're going into more of a constitutional like democracy. I think that's what it is. Like some kind of democracy. Basically, like T'Challa is more of a figurehead now than like an actual king.
Oh yeah, he's like the Queen of England, right?
Huh?
Kind of like the Queen of England, right?
Yeah. The Queen of England put on like a suit and beat up people that invaded. But which ones, you know what? Like put it Netflix, give me a call. I got some for you. But
I just thought like if it's strange that there's not a lot of mutants on Wakanda proper, it's even weirder that there's not a lot of mutants in intergalactic Wakanda.
I was gonna say, like, what about like Russia?
There are. They took them out. They extracted.
There's not too many.
And also, Latveria, Doom's country has more mutants than Wakanda.
Doom's, but that goes back to the stress theory. Of course, there's people stressed in Latveria.
Yeah, no, but I thought his country loves him. Like
they love him. He can still be stressed and love someone. Trust me, that's very. I mean, look at Will Smith. But but anyway, what was I gonna say? I will say though, like I was a little bit keen on like, oh, maybe vibranium suppressor, because I do know before they retconned it, like Gentle's vibranium tattoos were like used to like help with his power, but like that now that's more of a mental thing. So
hey, Gentle has the same power as Strong Guy.
No, because Gentle can turn his on and off. Strong Guy can't.
No. Like that's the thing. Like, because when Strong Guy's powers first activated, he absorbs the impact and he has to release it immediately. It didn't happen. His body got not disfigured, but it was like it changed.
Yeah.
With Gentle, he was able to like get a hold of that really early on. So I'm just, it's similar. Would it be crazy if Strong Guy and Gentle were related through Gentle's father's side?
Oh, no. Funny enough, like that dude's from Russia.
I thought he was from Germany.
I think it's Russia. He's from Russia, and I believe because I think his name is I think Strong Guy's name is like Guido, so I think he's
Guido,
Italian.
Carol said, "Hey, they're Russian. They're Italian Jew." No, wait, no, that's not.
I was like, wait, I was gonna let you do that yourself. Like, but anyway,
I make mistakes. No, but so how do you guys feel about AVX? I mean, no, I'm sorry. Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, and why are the Avengers in the middle of this?
I just think.
I couldn't find that one. I thought that comic came out. I couldn't find it. Oh damn.
Oh, the free comic day. Oh yeah.
Oh no, I didn't read the free comic day thing. I'll wait for the actual stuff to come out. I'm just gonna say, like, I think at this point, I have to say, unironically, the X-Men are the greatest team in Marvel, because they just keep getting like shit on every other like they keep taking shit from every other team, and they like, while they don't win, they don't lose. So I'm just like unironically, like, they're the best team because first they fought the Avengers, then they fought the Avengers twice. First they fought the Avengers, then they fought the Inhumans, now they're fighting the Eternals.
And they fought the Fantastic Four.
I'm
fantastic.
I'm personally a big fan of the Eternals, so I'm glad they're not retconning the whole deviant part of the mutant gene being connected to the deviants and celestials. So with this whole event going on, I typically don't like events. It's long as they give it stakes. Like even if the X-Men don't win, give them a
Mhm.
reason to fight. Maybe if they win, they get the Celestial home. They get to plant a tree of Krakoa inside the brain of a Celestial. Even if they lose, it's gonna go back to the Avengers, obviously. But just give me the chance, and then I'll enjoy it.
No, I just don't trust the Avengers. You can't trust a man that dresses up like a flag and says he's here for you.
Captain Krakoa.
He doesn't dress like in a flag.
No, yeah, I think he does have a little flag on his. I don't think Krakoa has a flag, but I think he does kind of have like a little, like he has kind of some kind of symbol on his chest.
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, go ahead. But anyway, I will say though, like Captain America, like wanted to like wear a flag, like Cyclops was wholeheartedly against it. Like he's like, I don't want to put on a stupid costume. I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough, dude.
Yeah, he's like, it's like I don't want, and I don't know. It's like, also like I'm kind of done with all non-X-Men characters as far as the MCU goes, because ever since they got the X-Men back, I'm like, okay, let's bring the X-Men, because we
Yeah.
all know the X-Men are going to take main focus from everybody else.
We're
Yeah.
being a little too harsh. COVID has put a lot. I thought movies and television would do fine. You do one COVID test, and then you could film for fucking 6 months. But that's not how that works. COVID has taken a hit out of the movie and television industry.
Right.
So whatever plans they have, if Fantastic Four is being put back like 5 years, I'm now not expecting the X-Men for quite a while.
I'm trying, yeah, which I'm fine with. Granted, there's some rumors that a certain person pops up in Doctor Strange, so we'll see what happens. But
we all know Wanda shows up.
bring back
Oh
the
yeah, they might have the X-Men show up, but that'll be multiversal stuff.
yeah. Oh no, at this point it is multiversal stuff. Like that's the best way now. Like you don't even have to have an explanation. Just be like, oh no, the X-Men have always been here. Like we talking about. Like actually, no, we're our prime. Like you guys are like because you guys are the weird ones.
The best thing I'm hearing is that it's the animated series. It's the live action animated series. That this Xavier is from the live action animated series.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I'm into that. Just like I'm at this point, I'm just thinking like the mutants need to just get out of that galaxy, because and just come back when mutants have taken over everything, because what humanity doesn't understand is that eventually mutants take over, because every human, whether they know it or not, they carry the X gene.
Yeah, that was back in Days of Future Past territory.
So like, but then they would, yeah, and I would really like to see how the Avengers would handle it if they start seeing like, innocent people getting rounded up into camps. Like,
but this is why humans, though, they decide to evolve themselves. I don't like the fact that every human eventually will become a mutant with given time. But with that fact given, the humans came out with a solution. They became post-human.
Oh, the machine stuff. Oh yeah, it's just like
that'd be one thing. I mean, but then even again, like technically speaking, Iron Man did that, or Tony Stark did that, but he wasn't doing it because he didn't want to be a mutant. He did that because like he thought that was the next step in evolution for him. Like he was a futurist. So that's kind of cool.
But he doesn't think mutants are the future.
Right. It's very interesting though, because like I guess just you're either gonna be magically inclined with a mutant power, I guess through like maybe some kind of like magic tech. Because I'm like, so how does magic work in this scenario? Or like I said before, magic is science we just don't understand yet. Boom.
The post-humans were more than just robots though. They also had powers. So they was like a combination between.
Wait, robots have powers.
It was like a combination between like Children of the Vault and like Omega Centauri.
Yeah, but robots have power, but you build your powers, technically speaking, with robots. Like I can make like a robot that tases you. So he has the power, he or she has the power of electricity. So
it's just weird. Like
build a robot that has a flamethrower and like the power of fire. Like
I also like with everything, I still want a more limited series where they talk about her perspective on the creation of the X-Men, because I feel like Xavier gets a lot of flack that like Moira should too. Like Deadly Genesis, Moira should get some blame too.
Well, yeah, no, Moira, like that's the thing. Like Moira was like the first human that died from the X virus, or like that died from wasn't that the Terminus
Legacy virus.
Yeah, the legacy virus. Now it turns out no, like lol, just kidding. She was a mutant. Like
right. So like
they gotta answer that.
Yeah, like that. There's a bunch of questions, and plus, I want to know what she was doing behind the scenes. Like when she died, where did she go? Like, I think she got the purifiers together. I think she was the one who got William Stryker back on.
I don't even know anymore. I don't want that to ever be like. I don't like when it's like it turns out it was me all along. Like I like things just be natural. Like just some people do horrible shit. It doesn't have to be some grand master plan.
No. But here's the thing. You know, like if you know Moira from like when she's always been doing this stuff. Remember with Proteus? She didn't tell Xavier until like she didn't tell the X-Men that Proteus was her son until like they were in the middle of it. Like and the same thing with Legion. Like she has secrets. Also, the Xavier protocols. Those could have been like her like a contingency plan to take out mutants if things got if they got too big for their bridges. And then just said, oh yeah, Charles came up with that. Yeah, he did it because he was controlling my mind. Moira's a dick. Why she had to cut up? I'm still mad she cut up Banshee's face. She Texas Chainsaw massacred him. She leather-faced him. I don't know. I just look at everything Moira does like, I knew it. Oh. Yeah. It's just
that is what we have here.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, so WandaVision. No, I'm sorry. Doctor Strange.
I've not watched it yet.
I haven't seen it either. Are you gonna see it?
Yes, I'm gonna see it either. Honestly, I might just go after this call and go see it. Or like I'll hopefully see it by Sunday. So but I will be seeing it.
Don't go on the internet because the internet will tell you everything.
We're on the internet right now.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough.
I will be enlightened. And I don't know what the next movie is. The next movie like Ant-Man or
no, Thor.
Thor. Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to Thor. The first trailer didn't hook me. So like, okay. All right.
Thor was good. And then we got Black Panther 2 coming out in November.
Black Panther 2. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it with like begrudgingly because I'm like, bring back T'Challa. That's all I say. So I'm gonna say.
Make him a variant. I don't know.
Yes, I know.
Thor trailers, right? You saw the new one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
We have what seems to be maybe Mount Olympus.
Yeah. They're dealing with Greeks now. So we're gonna get Thor again.
I really like that because I love Hercules. He's one of my favorite characters in the comics. But like, you can't just throw them in it.
Be careful. No, actually, they can because a certain character is gonna be doing a certain character thing, so you can't throw them in because unfortunately you're gonna need some cannon fodder for Gore. Wow. So.
No, yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay with if Gore comes in and kills them all besides Hercules. But like, how does the Eternals not know about the Greek gods existing? That's just not possible.
Wait, what establishes that they don't? What establishes that they don't know that they exist?
Well, actually, they said they were the Greek gods at one point.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, literally, I forgot his name. The Kumjami character, Kingo. I think Kingo. Anyway, Kingo said that he knew Thor, like that he watched him grow up.
Yeah, he's like I saw him as a little kid. Now he won't even return my phone calls. Like, okay. Yeah, of course he wouldn't.
The name of Athena, apparently Athena came before Athena, and then he told the story of Athena, and it created the story of Athena.
Well, I don't know. Well, I gotta be fair. I don't know. I know Hercules and Zeus and them. I don't know if Athena specifically is there, so I have to check. I know Ares, like Hercules, Zeus, Ares. I know for a fact are in Marvel. I'm not sure about the other ones. I have to check that. Technically speaking, Eros should be there too because Eros is actually Greek too. but Eros is, as we know, is actually the brother of the Mad Titan. They got to explain that in the movies.
Oh
Mad,
yeah.
the Mad Titan
Like, is
fans,
that his
so,
older
like,
brother or younger brother?
He'd have to be. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question because he could just reincarnate. So
Just
right.
Harry Styles, good for him. He's everywhere.
And I will say, yeah. And another certain African goddess is supposed to be there, not Storm, because she's not a goddess. But a certain African goddess is supposed to be there. I'm like, you better not bring her in just to kill her off. Like, I'm going to riot. Like, I'm going to.
It's wild.
Yeah, granted, I will say if you do kill her, then maybe that's how they explain, like, maybe that's how they explain like T'Challa's not there because like he was like connected to that goddess, and like if she's gone, then he's gone. Like almost like, sorry, a little bit of spoiler, almost the logic of like Moon Knight with like Moon Knight and Khonshu.
Right. Oh wow. Like, do all these gods know each other?
They should.
Like Khonshu.
Actually, no, that's I don't even know now because like the way Khonshu and Khonshu and Amit fought is definitely not how Thor fought. So that's interesting.
Moon Knight was just something, right?
It's like it literally was like if you took all except for because they didn't bring in like I forgot the guy. I forgot like what his brother wrote. Like I forgot what his brother was like. They can shadow like a Shadow Knight. It basically was all that together. Like it was like the Lemire run, it was the Warren Ellis run, and it was like even like old school Moon Knight all mixed together into like its own thing. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Smoothie. It's right. A Marvel smoothie.
Yes. So for hardcore Moon Knight fans, great. I think you'll enjoy it. For like fans that like had a certain comic run, it might be like a little bit lackadaisical for you, or like you might just be like, okay, I was like a little lukewarm to it. Still, especially like the last episode, it definitely came together. I also like I like what they kind of did at the very, very end. Like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like it's up for a season 2 if we.
Yeah. Oh wow. Or a movie at least. Like they can just kind of.
Maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll like granted though, like that will kind of go back on Kevin Feige's word. Like you don't have to watch the Disney Plus stuff to like know what's going on. But yeah, I would love for Moon Knight to like pop up somewhere. He could pop up in Black Panther because like Khonshu and Bast have like a connection. They were both part of the same pantheon at one point. So
it'd be funny if they were roommates. If they were like I don't know God college, and they like Bass and Khonshu and they all.
You know what? Obviously, this can't be the case. But like, what if the third personality is actually not like what they say? Who was like they actually say his name is Hunter, and like so it's a tie into like Black Panther's brother Hunter, and like it's always been a personality of Moon Knight. It's just like
so that would make Moon Knight part black.
I hope they make Moon Knight. So if they do a Defenders series, I hope they make it into a movie.
West Coast Avengers.
I hope they do Defenders as a movie, not a TV show. Yeah. And then if Moon Knight appears in that'd be a movie he could be in.
Oh no, I think like he might be too powerful for the Defenders, like by far, especially after like he got that big buff at the end. What you call it? Like I'm fine if they use like the Stephen Grant persona, but like if they use like the what's his name? Not Stephen Grant, God, I forget it. The Mark Spector persona, he's way too powerful.
It's wild.
Like he can like maybe like unironically like maybe Iron Fist can like someone go toe to toe with him, but like Iron Fist, like how they ruined, like how they been that ruin, like they did ruin him, but how they like ended Iron Fist, he didn't even have his chi and anymore. So
just hey, well, after all that, what books we have next week? Just X-Men?
I have no idea. Hopefully we get back to non-filler.
I don't know. I mean, like without Jonathan Hickman, it seems like all we're getting is filler.
Well, we got Al Ewing, so.
Well, Al Ewing, but we're not going to get that book to like later on this month.
That's fine. I'll read it. Like, I mean, if they tell me tomorrow Thunderbird 2 is coming out, I'm reading it. Like, because once again, 47. This is history in the making.
Is it history? Is it history?
47 years this has been gone.
You're not excited by a Pirates of the Caribbean Green Lantern crossover?
With who?
That's what Marauders is turning into.
No.
It's a Knights
No.
of Superior Green Lantern
No.
crossover.
Maybe if Abigail Brand pops up in the book and it's like I'm like I am taking over your ship, then maybe I'll read it. But no, could not care less about Marauders.
Yeah, you know. Also, I don't understand how summonous powers work.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was just about to. Sorry, I don't know why you said Summonus, and that reminded me of Sabretooth. Did you read say Sabretooth? Did you read Sabretooth?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was like, wait. They're like, there's another book.
No, like Sabretooth. I'm like, okay, so you're trying to say Krakoa is a bad place because okay, all right. People have been saying, oh, it's unfair that they put Sabretooth in the pit. Would you really trust Sabretooth in Krakoa?
It wasn't. I mean, they trusted Apocalypse.
Yeah, but Apocalypse wouldn't go around killing people. He's not gonna go.
His name was Apocalypse. What are you talking about? Yes, he would.
No, Apocalypse didn't though. He wasn't going around.
Okay, so Sabretooth could not do it either. They've had worse people on Krakoa. They have freaking Omega Red on Krakoa.
Yeah, but he's not going around killing people. All right, I totally understand putting Sabretooth in the pit. If you have it on Krakoa, he would go around killing kids. If he left out in the world, he would go around killing everybody.
But that's not illegal. Killing is not illegal.
I think he should have been given a second chance. The fact is, he should have been forbidden from going on missions. You're sending Sabretooth on a mission, expecting him not to kill people?
They told him not to.
Don't send him on a mission then.
Yeah, well, at the same time, though, it's a hypocrisy because like Magneto and Xavier were like, "Hey, Mystique, how come you didn't kill those guys?" Well, there's a rule against it. He's like, "Yeah, no, you should have killed those guys." Like, so.
Well, I mean, the robot. We don't know they're robots or not, so plus it's Orcus. Like Mystique wouldn't be there if they were acting right.
No, she would have still been there.
Yeah, probably.
The only reason why they weren't acting right was because Moira told them not to not to bring back telepaths. No, clairvoyant. Yeah, clairvoyant. Or wait, what?
Precogs.
Yeah, precogs. Yeah, like so. I'm like they were only doing that because Moira told them not to because it would interfere with the plan. So they were unironically they were like, and I mean this in the best way possible. Like they were following orders because they thought that was going to like lead to a better tomorrow. So like it's not. You really can't say it's on them.
Right, no, because like I mean, Charles believed Moira, and he thought like, oh, she was doing like
Charles believed Moira, and then Magneto believed Charles. So like,
no, Magneto was with Moira too. He was like,
no, he legitimately said, I forgot where it was, but he legitimately was like, I believe in you specifically, and like that's the scary part, Charles. Like I actually trust you.
Like,
I mean, I'm all for second chances and forgiveness, but I'm not sure that means you're deserving of forgiveness. I don't necessarily means that you deserve to keep your same position of power.
In terms of
Xavier is fine, all right. Like
Magneto did the good thing and he retired. Xavier should retire,
but Emma,
at least for
you say that, but Emma said that once again. Emma was just being hurt, babe. But like Emma was like, you're running away. At least with Xavier, he had to like once again like the crown analogy is very apt. Like heavy as a crown, like heavy as the head that wears a crown. At least Xavier, at least Xavier is like staying there and like looking his mistake in the eye and like continuing to lead, like in shame, honestly. But he's still doing that. I think that's more honorable and admirable than like leaving.
No,
I think there's other ways he could have served. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, like a lot of people like to talk trash about Xavier, but like without him, none of this works. Like we've seen how the world is without him. It's bad. We've seen how
we didn't. That's not true.
Age of Apocalypse.
Nope, Cyclops.
But that goes back. If we didn't have Xavier, we wouldn't have Cyclops.
Oh yeah, but if we didn't have Moira, we wouldn't have Xavier. So how far we want to do this?
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if we didn't have Wolverine, we wouldn't have Xavier. So now.
Okay. All right. You know what? That whole lives and depths of Wolverine doesn't make any sense because they don't even explain how Omega Red was able to go back in time.
They did. They had he has the cerebral sword.
How does that even work?
It was a cerebral sword. And I think it was like the guy that writes in the book. forgot the
Oh,
guy's name.
Ben Percy wrote himself in the book. Okay.
No, I forgot the guy's name, but like the guy that
The
was like
chronicler.
pretty, huh?
The chronicler.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They explained it.
Yeah,
My
but
problem is that Xavier hasn't done anything clever or significant since House of X when he created Krakoa.
Mhm.
He hasn't had one smart plan. He hasn't had one successful outcome. He's useless.
I think the cerebral stuff was his idea.
What's Cerebro stuff?
the hubs.
Yeah,
Because he failed.
because he felt what?
He had backups on backups.
and he nearly they stole one of his backups and nearly killed him and all that. Because of his failure, they had to build backups. I'm not sure.
No,
building
I
a
think
backup-
No,
I think
he
it's-
built the backups
I think
himself.
yeah, no, I think that's opposite. I think he knew that like they could try and kill him, so he made backups.
and the backups turned out to be not enough. It's like we've had like 3 times where the backups have proven to be inefficient. We had to put
Wait.
a backup in the astral plane. So now we have a backup for the backups just because his backup plan.
Okay,
wasn't
wait,
going
I'm confused
hard.
though. But okay, this is interesting though. But you wouldn't have any backups to back up if he didn't make it at the beginning. So this is like it's literally like you say, oh well, he failed. No, the fact that you have backups to back up means that it worked.
in like also with Xavier, like, all right. Okay. Oh, wait. Speaking of failure, Danger's back.
Yes, that's that's nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like okay, all right. Honestly, I think she's I think she's undercover for Krakoa. It totally makes sense because remember, who is she really close to? Warlock and Cypher. It's a way to
That is true. Yes, that's because that was from I forgot who wrote it, but I think it was Peter David. Like that was from all the different X Factor. Yeah.
Yes, and so also this is another conspiracy theory. Moira created Danger.
Moira. So okay, at this point, what did Moira not create?
She did not.
She didn't make Iceman gay. That was Jean.
Right. All right. No,
that was Moira's plan. No, Moira was in the back, like yeah. Yeah.
No, like I think like there's
Moira is the Agatha of this con. Like it was Moira all along. It was Moira.
You need to come up with theme music.
Right.
That would be amazing. Okay, I'm all for that. Like it was that crazy and that's a reincarnation. And like no, okay. Here and also a lot of people don't when was Danger created? When did she gain sentience? Because I totally understand where Xavier is coming from not letting her out because after you've seen Ultron, the Phalanx, all these machines that like go crazy when they get sentience, I can understand them going like, yeah, you're not getting
That's a
out.
great question. I actually don't know when like I know that the first time Danger was like made was during a Whedon run. But I actually don't know when like they exactly when the exact comic or reference was made. Like, oh no, like Xavier knows that Danger's sentient.
Okay, all right. I have a theory about when that happened too.
But
It wasn't during the Claremont era. It was right between Fatal Attractions and the Phalanx Covenant. Hear me out.
Okay.
All right. For a long time, Xavier was gone. Like in the 80s, he didn't come back to the X-Men until like the early 90s. So like and with everything with and it like I think a lot of people think that like Danger was created like early when like the original 5. No, not at all. Because like he didn't need it for that. He didn't have the Danger Room for that. It was early 90s, Fatal Attractions, and it's the only way I can come up with because like Xavier didn't come back because Xavier was in space for a long time. So
he had like illness, right?
Yeah. So, that's just like I'm looking at everything. Like I'm going through it like it works. Oh, it's just, I don't trust any. I don't know. I just think like all the 2000s was all about Xavier bashing. They just wanted like, oh, Xavier had secrets on secrets. Like, yeah,
So to
yeah.
Nick Fury, we call him a hero. Anyway,
It's like, how can you do this? You had child soldiers. Okay, all right. It's like it wasn't even that serious. It's not like they were fighting all the time. They were chilling most of the time.
that's besides the point. That's not the issue.
Yeah,
I mean,
Amber
Xavier
Heard
opened his home.
like most of the time. Yeah.
He opened his home to mutant children who he didn't have to do that. He could have just been
And only like 1 in 1,000 was he hitting on, you know?
oh,
It
come
was only the
on.
redhead that he was hitting on, you know? So like
He didn't hit on her.
you know,
He had
he was
one
saving
bad
lives.
thought. He had one bad thought. You're gonna condemn like Magneto was banging Rogue when she was 18 years old. Nobody talks about that.
Wait, what? No, say it again.
Oh,
How old was she? No. How old was she?
She was 18. She was young, but he was way older.
That's legal age.
Yeah, I know, but like, he's like, 60 or something, and she's like,
That's legal. That's legal age.
it could have been saying he was grooming her.
No, no, I don't even think that's true.
People today make the argument that you're grooming an 18, 20-year-old. If you're 16 and you're dating an 18-year-old, they make the argument that you're grooming her.
At this point, like what you call it? At that point, I think like Rogue is like not. I think Rogue is like preparing for his like making him sign like a sign a what you call it like sign a will to like a will to get his inheritance at that point.
I think they're saying that about that's one of the arguments being used against Johnny Depp right now is that he's like a 50-year-old man and he dated a 27-year-old girl. So that's grooming, apparently. That's one argument people.
I don't think that's grooming because she grown.
She's a
Rogue wasn't grown.
Like she's like brain. Like I know. Like I think scientifically they say that your brain potential is developing at like 25. So like no, she was fully aware.
Like Amber Heard was fully aware when she took a dump in Johnny Depp's bed. Like, okay, that's just weird. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't Amber. It wasn't Amber that took the dump. It was her friend.
Those are dogs.
I've seen a picture. I'm probably the only person here that saw the picture of the doo-doo. Okay. That doo-doo is the size of her dog.
Ew.
Wait, what? No, it's bigger than the Yorkie. It was bigger than the Yorkie.
I feel bad for the cleaning lady who found that. Like,
yeah, I know that's not a good. I hope Johnny Depp tips her well because like
I know, like apparently he does. Apparently he's really good to his people.
Good, because someone has to be.
No,
Amber Heard
it's like, can you imagine? Like, ew.
I could not.
Like,
I would quit. I would quit.
Hey, boss, your crazy chick just did this on your bed. I just want to let you know
that I'm not
wasn't us.
Like I'm not taking care of this. I'm quitting actually.
Yeah.
Because I have this thing called like self-respect. And I'm not doing this.
Like this is that. I did not sign up for this. This is not in my contract.
Right. Straight up.
Oh boy. All right. Wrapping up.
Yes.
We got a summer we got a hot summer coming.
Yes.
I guess.
Don't forget the Met Gala too. No, we're getting another Met Gala too, which once again, very happy that it's like Cyclops is coming out with Gucci Jedi attire. I'm like, let's do it. Like
Gucci Jedi.
Gucci Jedi. Like
Gucci Jedi. Like I just want to see what's gonna happen. Oh, did you guys hear how much that book's gonna be?
No, how much is it?
$7.99.
Oh, like how many pages is it?
I don't know, like 48.
That's not. I mean, that's still a little steep, but like
$8?
Yeah, but I mean, plus tag for like what, like $8.32 or something. Like that's still like. You're gonna round up. It's $10. It's damn near $20. It's $30. It's $50.
Yeah, I learned that from my wife. Okay, I learned that from like you just keep up. You go to the biggest.
Did you hear how much the book costs? What, $100?
Like it's $5. That's $100.
That's a hundo. That's like
No, they're basically making the X-Men into like a Vogue magazine.
that's kind of cool. Like we've seen them, like not that exactly, but like, oh, don't you remember don't you remember the X-Men covers were like where they're in like swimsuits and bathing suits? Like
yeah. I thought they were just having a good time at the beach.
No, you don't have a good time. Like Colossus, I believe Colossus was wearing like a loincloth speedo, like leopard print. Like
no. He just painted his genital.
He just painted right because he's a good painter.
For a bunch of New Yorkers, they all know how to surf way too well.
They travel.
Yeah, I mean Havoc is from he's from Hawaii.
He's from
Hawaii. He grew up in Hawaii, so I mean I'm pretty sure he taught. And they were living on. No, they didn't. They didn't live in like the good part of Australia. Yeah, you're right. I'm Sterling Silver, Matt MJ, Master Jarl. I'm 1407 Great Mocking Lane, giving you that real. Signing out.